is fashion important and why should it matter to you? Truthfully, just like everything in life, different people will have different takes on this. So answers will vary. For me, fashion is comfortable clothing. Fashion is important because it represents our history and helps to tell the story of the world. Clothes began as a necessity, but they gained their power early on when certain groups wore specific styles, making them very popular. Fashion trends vary, at least slightly from place to place, so different styles are more suitable for different climates and areas. Clothes help to keep people ready for whatever they may face in life, but fashion keeps up with the current crazes and changes that we all face so that we are ready for whatever life throws our way. Today, fashion is a multi-billion-dollar industry across the world. Hello and welcome everyone on our special segment and next powerful episode of the Billennium Diva Show. As you all know, the Billennium Diva Show is a platform to look at stories, inspiration, and journeys of exceptional women entrepreneurs. It is an earnest effort to bring out the best stories, inspiration, and best motivation. I am Shubhangi Mitra, your host. And in our next and special segment on Billennium Divas today, we are covering a topic 6 yards and beyond, threading a legacy for Indian fashion abroad. From a designing perspective, fashion designer gets a complete control in delivering any message that they may desire. Fashion is more than a hobby or interest. For some, it's a way of life. It's one of the surest forms of expression. Today, we have one such fashionista, fashion diva, our very own Roshni Mukherjee. Hello, Roshni.
Hello, Shubhangi. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You looking gorgeous. Is this one of your own creation?
Thank you so much. You look gorgeous as well. Yes, of course. I don't keep any chances missed when I can flaunt my creations. So yes, this is definitely one of my a very simple creation though. But yes, I have won my creation.
You are looking absolutely gorgeous. So, as you all know, Roshni Mukherjee is fashion diva. To give you a brief background on our guest of honor today, Roshni Mukherjee is a senior banker turned fashion entrepreneur living in the UK for close to 2 decades now. Even after having a flourishing corporate job at a multinational bank on a very responsible position, Roshni Mukherjee runs a successful Indian clothing brand, Myosutra. It's in the UK. Growing up in a culturally inclined household, she developed the deepest of love for centuries old art and crafts. This unconditional love for the Indian craftsmanship has translated into the saris and accessories under her label. She founded Myosutra with the aim to present the brilliance of the Indian arts and culture and refined it to suit the modern sensibilities. Her brand has been recognized for presenting saris and fashion accessories that represent modern women. Her unique designs are aimed at the best generation British Asian community living in the UK. With each of her creations, Roshni has strived to put Indian craftsmanship into the global map. She also received many accolades in her journey as a fashion entrepreneur. Her efforts to redefine the Bengali heritage through fashion earned her accolades from the government of West Bengal. She has been on the judges panel for popular events like Mrs. India UK and Digital Impact Awards 2020. Her constant endeavors to redefine the ethnic fashion have earned her many laurels. She also promotes sustainable consumption of fashion through the campaign Swap That Sari. Through this brand, Roshni Mukherjee has also advocated the importance of mental health, its importance, and how dressing up can induce a sense of positivity, and brightens up your day. So please welcome my very good friend, our fashion diva, Roshni Mukherjee. And
Oh,
to
wow, that was so much in depth. You know it well. We are very good friends. That shows you've not missed out on anything, isn't it?
Of course, Roshni. The more I say, it's a less, because I know how creative and how hardworking you have been. So, as I said, this is an inspirational platform to bring out the best stories of women entrepreneurs from all across the globe. You are my
Absolutely.
favorite one. So, let's begin our
I
discussion.
would take this opportunity to thank you, Shubhangi, and very, very sincere thanks to Bhavesh to invite me on this platform. I think Billennium Divas has already made, the platform has made its mark to not only the women entrepreneurs, but to the women of today, as you say. Uh, you have done such a good work by sharing the stories of such great entrepreneurs on your platform. And it's so good to see that so much good work is happening in India or in abroad, all over the world. So I really congratulate the team of Billennium Divas, and especially you, not only for inviting me, but the amount of good work that you're doing, and the you are sharing so much good stories, and that's so inspiring, especially during these times of a pandemic.
It's always a pleasure. Women like yourself, those are our backbone and the soul of Millennium Divas. So let's begin our discussion. My very
Sure.
first question to you, Roshni: what, according to you, is entrepreneurship? As you don't come from business background, and you are a hardcore banker with brilliant academics, having no training whatsoever on entrepreneurship, you are a successful entrepreneur. So, according to you, what is entrepreneurship?
Um, well, for me, in my dictionary, the term entrepreneurship is not only just converting an idea into a business and just earning revenue out of it. For me, entrepreneurship is actually a journey that you enjoy. You learn a lot from it, and you do it with a lot of passion. For me, that's entrepreneurship. Now, you very kindly mentioned that, yes, number one, I do not come from a background where, or my family, no one has done business ever. And throughout my growing up years, I have always aspired to be probably a doctor. Um, so I completed my studies in the university. I was a university rank holder. When I completed my masters, I succeeded with a distinction. But I had to change my field a little bit, but have been working in the banking sector for the last 14 years. There also, I'm doing pretty good. But what has happened after all this, time? What time when I started reflecting that am I actually doing what I really, really love doing? Then probably that was the birth, or that was when I conceptualized about Myosutra. And it's a wonderful journey because I learned so much from it. I think my learning phase was coming to a plateau, and that is where my creative side of me was going through a vacuum, and that's why Myosutra was born. And I think you do something. Everything has got a reason. My father, when I started Myosutra in 2017, my father was a retired banker. As you just rightly mentioned, that nobody in my family, not from a business background, nobody has ever done business. So I said, like, okay, let me start. And I'm very happy to say today that today my father is my business partner. So the legacy has just not gone like from me to my next generation, but probably my father has also joined. And I think this father-daughter duo and the journey is absolutely superb. I'm enjoying it to the core.
Wonderful. I mean, generally we hear that businesses or legacy has passed on from parents to the
Correct.
children. but it is the
Correct.
other way around. It's wonderful to see that you have created something, and your father has joined it. How
Yes.
interesting is that? To create a legacy in a other way around. But
Yes, it's
wonderful, wonderful definition and journey of the entrepreneurship. Roshni, what inspired you choose this creative and unique venture, Myosutra, in spite of being a full-time banker? Because as you just mentioned, you are a university rank holder with biotech background, and
yes.
now then you moved on to a completely new area of banking, finance, and regulatory, and then this Myosutra. What is the inspiration behind it?
I think, Shivanga, there's not one thing that probably, when I look back, it's just not one thing that has inspired me, that I can define that this is just one thing. I think it's in my growing up years, I have seen my grandmom. She used to sew blouses and dresses for me. I In my summer vacations, I remember when I used to go to my maternal from in my grandfather's place, I used to see her doing all this stitching. She's still alive, and she is very brilliant in what she used to do. She still is. She does very, because of her eyesight, she can't do much.
Mhm.
That's something that I have grown up with. I have seen her doing that, and I used to enjoy. And then, as I told you, that I come from a very middle class background, but the women in my houses, they were very, very forward thinking. My grandmother was a teacher, and all my aunties, they used to work. They were very independent ladies. So I used to go there, see them dressed up, they're going out, and I always used to say that, okay, my God, I would like to dress up with them. So dressing up well and is something that probably I have grown up with and seeing, and that really used to give me happiness when I used to see all those. So I think that happiness and that passion kept, but it was probably in a little bit of a hibernation mode, and that suddenly sparked, and I really wanted to do something
Mhm.
which will give me that that kind of creative freedom to just explain my work, what I'm thinking. I now really love dressing up, men, women. Yes, I'm doing for men as well, so men, women, children. So that's my motivation, to be honest.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, so the creation runs in the family itself, and the fashion itself. That's very interesting. Meo Sutra is a very unique name. I mean,
Hmm.
can you just elaborate bit on the Meo Sutra's journey, the name itself? I mean, it's
Sure.
a worldwide brand. In no time, it has reached to that success. So, what's the mission or a vision or the concept, the name? Just take me through the story of Meo Sutra, Roshni.
Um, as Myosutra, as you rightly said, that it's quite unique, because Myo means mystic, and
Okay.
Sutra means thread or the source.
Mhm.
So every woman is mystically beautiful,
Mhm.
according to me, and we wrap a thread, or we the source from where we get our inspiration, whether it is fashion, dressing up, or anything that we do, is mystically beautiful. And the word Myo comes from Nichiren's Buddhism, where we do a chant called Nam Myo Renge Kyo. And I'm very inspired. I mean, I must say that the contribution of my mother-in-law in it, she is the person who introduced me into Nichiren's Buddhism, and I try to chant whenever I get some time. But that's the inspiration for the term Myo Sutra. And we see things in a very in a way where we, whatever we give to the society, that's
Mhm.
exactly what it's going to come back. It's a kind of a definition of a karma as well. So journey of Myosutra, if I say, it's amazing. There are no doubts about it. But
Mhm.
trust me, there's a lot of hard work in it, because as you understand that I am working 9 to 5 in a banking job. After that, I am trying to do whatever I can do within my remit. It requires a lot of dedication, a lot of determination, because you know what, you are when you're starting, it is not about just creating something. You are a solopreneur when you are starting. You are doing the creation, you're doing the marketing, you're doing the sales, you're doing the accounts, you're doing the dispatch, you're doing the delivery. So everything falls. So all that you have to do. So it is something that you learn and you improve on.
Yeah.
But my mission, or my vision, I would say, is to make sure that the Indian culture, the fabrics, our embroideries, our different types of techniques, the way we make this sutra, which is a thread, so
Yeah.
interesting, so
Mm.
different, and so unique in different parts of India.
Mm.
That's what my aim is. That I want to work on that, and I want to display that Indian craftsmanship to the entire world. And I want our second generation, who probably are not growing up in India, like our second generation NRI people, to understand at least our Indian fabrics, Indian heritage and culture. And for the non-Asian diaspora, at least it's my aim that I can at least make the terms like Ajrak, Bandhani, or maybe Banarasi, or maybe Kalamkari, at least a familiar word, familiar word, because we have so much to offer to the rest of the world, which is still unexplored.
Wow, that's very in depth. I mean, I did not know, but there is so much of thought that you have put. Again, the side of Roshni Mukherjee's creativity, be it the name or the mission or the vision, it's amazing, Roshni, and truly congratulations. And I truly wish you a very best, that you succeed in forthcoming years, that you take the Indian textile heritage on a totally different world map. Now, I have this very interesting question for you. What, according to you, is the language of fashion, or any fashion rules that people must follow? Because see, I get very I'm not a like a fashionista, or I don't really understand the common things about fashion, that this goes on that one. I may have like lots of clothes, but when it comes to like uh, dressing up myself, I'm pretty much confused. So taking the idea from a fashion designer, are there any fashion rules that people must follow? And according to you, what is the language of fashion?
Um, Interesting question, quite a broad question, I must say.
Mhm.
Now, I think every individual should create a language of fashion that speaks about you and
Yeah.
your personality. And you blend it with a little bit of comfort, which you mentioned in the beginning when you were introducing fashion. Comfort is not negotiable in fashion. And according to your comfort, you speak the language of fashion, which could be in the term of what you're wearing,
Mhm.
how you're doing your makeup, what
Yeah.
you're accessorizing with, how you're talking, everything. And I think that's called style. So more than fashion, what I always tell my client, that
Mhm.
you need to create your own style. That's your style mantra. So for me, fashion is quite vast, how you like to, present yourself, but you need to have your personality in it to make it unique. And that's the style. Now, coming to the fashion rules, that's a very interesting question. So, so what decides? There's this big word called in vogue or in fashion. Who decides that? So
Mhm.
it's basically our socio-economical, what's going on around in the environment, uh, you know, uh, different movies, how, or maybe what's going on. Like, just giving an example, the pandemic has made masks. Means we never thought that we can wear a designer mask as well with Swarovski crystals on it, right? So, or even the brides have to wear. So these are all a reflection. What is coming in trend or what is in vogue is actually the reflection of the society. Now,
Mhm.
do you really need to follow those? For me, If you don't follow, there is no harm. As long as you know what suits you, there's so much of options because of social media right now. If so many influencers, you need to look like this person, or you need to buy this. So much options which are available in social media. What I feel is it's very important that what you stated, that you have so many things, but I really do not know what's the rule of the fashion. So you don't really need to follow as long as you are staying chic, you are comfortable. And what matters to me personally, or what I tell my clients, is like, if you get up in the morning, you wear a well cut, well fitted, and a well laundered dress, you walk out tall, you feel good. And that's what is fashion. And that's what you should be aiming for. So if you are even wearing a 300 rupees white shirt, which is not ironed, you will look sloppy. And you cannot wear a multi-layered dress, which is not steam pressed. You look sloppy. So
Yes.
according to me, those are the non-negotiable part of it. But what you can definitely do is create your statement according to your comfort zone.
All right. Very interesting, Roshni. I still need to take lots and lots of tips,
Always welcome.
especially after Mrs. India UK now. It has become a necessity to follow the trends, definitely.
Now,
So,
when a crown holder of Mrs. India is saying that, that also means a lot, because you've seen the journey. So,
yes,
well, we together have seen the journey, I think, and it's wonderful. And you know how much is available outside now, how much information, but it's just about it, what you take. And what you apply. It's all about how you are projecting yourself. That's very, very important. It can be repetitive at times. I feel like there are my friends who say that, why do you wear the same halter neck blouse? Because I love wearing it. I know it suits me, so that's what I wear. So, and I love repeating it, and that's not a problem at all with me. So yeah, that's a kind of example I want to give.
of course. That's very interesting. So wait for my call. I'm gonna take a training from you on the that I need to follow. So thank you so much on that one, Roshni. Very interesting. I have been following your interviews, and very important point you always mention about this Indian culture, when it comes to fashion. Do you reckon that Indian culture is getting shadowed behind the Western culture, and how can we bring it to the world stage? I mean, our Indian textile culture is full of heritage, and it's really rich. But following the Western culture, I somehow feel that it is getting shadowed. So, what are your thoughts on that one? Also, just explain that how can we bring it to the world stage?
Sure. I think I will answer this question in a no and then a yes. So no, because I think the Asian diaspora who are outside India,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that the connection with the roots are very, very strong.
Okay.
If I just quote an example, when we do Durga Puja or Diwali over here, or any other occasions, yes, of course, those are major celebrations. People try to wear ethnic wear. That's fine. That's understandable. But even when we do our barbecue parties, when we just go and meet for a birthday party, we try to wear a saree. We try to wear an ethnic wear.
Yeah.
And we try to explore. So in the last, I think 5-6 years, with social, definitely with the impact of social media, definitely with the logistics becoming much more easier, I think people now just don't rely upon those 10 sarees that they brought from home or from India to wear it throughout the year. They have
Yeah.
so much options right now available. So they can try even a 30-pound saree just for a barbecue party, or maybe a 200-pound saree just for a Diwali or some grand functions. So we have to make sure that there is always this demand and need kind of a situation. So previously, probably the need was there, but the demand was not catered to, and that is where I am trying to work so that people can wear ethnic outfits, not only in the form of a sari, but in other forms of garments as well, for men's, for children's, and they can show that look how bright our fabrics are, how what a lot of innovations what we can do. In terms of our embroidery, in terms of our dyeing techniques, in terms of the weaves that we create. So there's so much to explore, and people are doing that. But whereas when I'm trying to say that, yes, Indian culture, somewhere I feel that it's declining, I see that there are a lot of Western influence, like on attire or on clothing. When I go to India, I don't see many people probably just wearing a sari in any other occasion, which I see now in London. Sitting here, I see that. Or maybe, another example, I must say that recently during the Vasant Panchami or the Saraswati Puja, I created some lovely outfits for children, which was inspired from the verses of Shohojpat by Rabindranath Tagore, and it was a depiction by Nandalal Boshu. So these were the kind of things that I read. I have grown. I know the second generation probably would not be able to read it, Bengali is not their mother tongue. But if their parents try to explain what those mean and what the narrative behind those, I think in some way or the other, we are passing good message, and we're passing our culture to our next generation. So that, I feel, is somewhere lacking for the people who are in India. They're taking it for too much granted at times, that they know these, which at times is not the case.
Interesting. I mean, that seems to be with the ongoing changes in the world. Yes, I mean, previously we used to follow this crystal clear because of the corporate culture also. The Western outfit influence was always there. But having seen so many Indians settle abroad, it is also another way to represent Indian culture. And angels like you, they are helping to bring that heritage on the world stage. Moving on to the next question, I need in depth answer. Concept of 6 yards and beyond. What is this concept, and what's the story behind this specific terminology, 6 yards and beyond?
Yeah, right. So 6 yards and beyond means not only just talking about saris through Myosutra. As I told you, it's a mystic source, and it's a thread that wraps an individual. So it may not be in a form of a sari as well, because if I just limit myself within the 6 yards, then my audience or my clientele will be very, very limited, or I will be able to, the work that I'm doing, it's to a limited class of people. There are a section of people who are not comfortable wearing saris, and it's absolutely fine. You don't need to. Because my intention is not to promote wearing of saris. My intention is to promote the Indian culture, heritage, the weaves and the fabrics that we have to the world market. So 6 yards, definitely, that is my priority, because I love wearing saris. I just wait for an occasion where I can wear it. But I am also exploring a lot with these fabrics, where I am making dresses, I am making kurtas, I am making different types of stoles and clutches by using the material. So it is definitely beyond. So I'm using a tassa dress or a kalamkari dress or a dhonekali dress or a dhakai gown to give the wide range of audience that I have to cater to now, and give them all the options so that they can embrace the Indian fabrics. Okay. And more than that, I have started this campaign called Swap the Sari.
Okay.
It's something that is very, very close to my heart, because I think sustainability in fashion is a buzzword now. Now, of course, sustainability is a terminology. It has got a wider meaning. What I'm specifically working on is recycling your saris. So many a time, again, on the social media, because of the social media influence, you wear sari once or twice, and you probably do not know what to do with it. for those people, I always say that try to give that sari back to me, and I'm going to create a gown, a kurta, or a lehenga, or maybe a combination of all these with that sari that you will be able to reuse and rewear, which you probably wear it in a day-to-day thing. So that's what the sari for me. And I feel today fashion industry is one of the biggest polluters in terms of the dyes that we use, the fabrics, the waste materials. So in this way, I will be doing a little bit towards the environment as well. So that's swap the sari, and that's beyond my 6 yards.
Wow, Roshni, I mean, I was not aware about this unique venture of yours. So you're saying that sari, which is of my grannies or my mom-in-laws or my mothers, which I can't wear because of some problem, I can still get to keep it with my sentimental value, and you will be creating and bringing it back in my life with a new form. Am I correct?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? Because as you said, that every strand of that sari has got sentiments attached to it. It
Yeah.
could be given by it's coming through the generations, or it could be just that this is your first sari that your father has given, or something that you bought with your own pocket money, maybe. So there's so many stories with each of those saris, and if you really like to keep it, or you can. And clients come to me with different kind of requests.
Yeah.
Times they do not want to even cut the sari, and I completely understand that. But what happens is, with the silk and the zari, they go a little drab over the years. The quality of the silk, they may get, actually, if you try to wear it, it may get worn at times. So I, though, if you have to keep the sari in the exact piece, then probably we do a lining with the sari,
Yeah.
so that you can wear it again to make it more stronger. Or if you would like, if you're okay that you give it to me, I ask them that would you like to cut it to make a gown or a kurta, then yeah, according to that we make it. We're now making mother and daughters, we are now making the entire family. So somebody has just sent me a baluchori, and I'm going to make a gown, and her daughter's dress, and her husband's kurta to it in it. So trying to use it in different way. And there are some people who would like to who tell me, well, I actually tell them that after using you don't need 5.5 meters of the entire sari to make one gown. So what do you do with the rest of it? So I try to make some clutches, some bags, or maybe cushion covers. That adds that adds a lovely Indian culture, fabric, and royalty. Why not? Means if I have a Bharaturi cushion cover, I would love to display on my lounge. That would be amazing.
Wow. I mean, Roshni, and now be careful, since you have disclosed the secret, and you will be poured with calls. So, ladies, you
Yes.
know how to keep your love and the sentiments alive, but with a bit of a fashion in a different manner. That's this very interesting concept, Roshni. And I mean, see, I knew you started Myosutra in 2017. It's a 4 years old successful baby, and you have been designing for brides, right? And recently, I also got to know that a very unique venture that you have started, that is designing for kids. I mean, which is more challenging for you, designing for kids or designing for the brides? I mean,
Um,
kids. Do you think kids understand the fashion? And so, what do you keep it in the mind when you are designing for kids? And where do you struggle more, designing for brides or designing for the kids?
both are equally challenging, Shubhangi. I'll tell you that. But the major difference that I must say, that with the brides are very, very clear in their mind. Nowadays, one thing is, like, today's woman or today's girls, they know what they want.
Of course.
So that's very, very good. Whether you can say it's a social media influence, whether it is all these influencers or the magazines, there's so much out there, they know what they want. That's something that gives you the comfort. Though at times it's very demanding because, I've seen something or I've visualized something and you need to really create that for the person. So you come to a call and you discuss. But one thing that's changed is, like, I don't know, during even my marriage, my mother and my mother-in-law had quite a lot to say about what I should wear and what I shouldn't wear. But I think today's brides, their word is the last word. Yeah. So
Yes.
they know what they want. They know exactly how their blouses are going to be. They know how their pre-wedding photo shoots are going to be, in what the lenses will go up, the lenses will go down, how the photos are going to be. Everything is very clear. So that gives you kind of a definite deliverable. With the
Mhm.
kids, it's a lot more. It's a tricky situation. So they
Yes.
would not understand what is coming, right? But they will tell, oh, I like it or I don't like it. I won't wear it. So one question that I faced with the kids, that I did a Superman embroidery on a dhoti and a stitched dhoti kurta, and the kurta had this the embroidery of Superman. And the question that I asked, why Superman is not flying? Yeah, so you have to answer those, right? Those kind of
Yes.
questions. So that's very challenging at times. So even you're doing Tintin or you're doing Harry Potter, you really need to know why this is done and why this is not done.
Mhm.
So that's what I feel is it's interesting because I think I am reliving my childhood by doing this kind of work that gives me that immense satisfaction, because when they wear it and they love it, that's another thing. And yes, with the brides, it's their best day. It's a day that they would love to look, and that's a kind of different kind of satisfaction when they flaunt it, they wear it. But both are equally challenging, Shubhangi, I must say, in different ways.
Okay. Well, thanks to the modern world and the technology and the social media and so much of internet connectivity, that even kids are very fashion conscious. So,
Yes.
well done on that one. It's very interesting and creative work. I would love to see the more creativity in kids' clothing, because I
So,
remember once you were designing a sari with the Harry Potter theme on that one, and that was a sari, considering Harry Potter
yeah.
one. So the
So it
kids,
was a themed sari. So the parents were planning to do a Harry Potter themed birthday
yeah,
party.
yeah,
So that was my reason that I started doing that, and I did that. There are more versions coming to it in the recent. Another thing that I am looking forward to do is for the mom to bees. So I think in the West we are very very limited with the options
yeah,
of pregnant women. We Indian fabrics are so breathable, they are so
yeah.
soft, like our cottons, or if you say even with the cottons, there are so many varieties. There are ikat cottons, there are pochampalli, there is dhakai, there is dhonekhali, there is, means, I can talk
Yes,
about it like
yes,
the entire day. Those are not used in the Western world to make dresses. So you can just think of, like, if you want to wear a ikat wrap dress, because when your tummy is coming out, you want to be really really comfortable. Anything, well, maternity clothes, I feel it's all about comfortable, and Indian fabrics or Indian cottons can be explored so well in those kind of in these scenarios. So I think that's something that's there in the cards for me. I have started thinking about it, and yeah, sooner or later, that's going to be definitely in my range as well.
yes, of course. As but we all know that you are, when it comes to creativity and implementation, yeah, you are one of the successful ones. So, wish you all the best for the upcoming venture. Roshni, if there is one thing that you have to work very hard at, what is that?
Um, uh, well, there are a lot of things. I think right now, if you're starting your entrepreneur venture, you really have to have the sheer determination,
Yes.
and you have to really work hard. But if there is one thing that I personally have to work is on the time management, because the most productive hours of the day, the 9 to 5, is taken by my my banking job, and that's also equally very demanding. So I have to make sure. So over the years, I have learned actually to how to prioritize my work or how to manage my schedule. So my brain is actually now compartmentalized that what time of the day I am doing what, when I am looking into queries, when I'm doing my designing, when I'm following up with my operations team, when I am checking my account. So it's just my brain is compartmentalized. But that didn't happen in one day. I used to struggle doing that initially. It was just like everything was happening and I was feeling like I'm in a burnt out state. So I think that's something that I have learned, and I felt that I've improved. I have still a lot to improve because I hardly have any family time, but yeah, I still have to improve. But what keeps me going is these new challenges, Subhangi. I think it's for you as well that I get very bored when things become repetitive and I want a new challenge. Like right now, I'm working for a merchandising and looking after the merchandising of a mental health organization called PsyConnect. And I am only doing their creation part of it, not the sales and everything, because that's too much for me. And I'm creating new designs for the people where the messages are coming out in the t-shirts. And that's how they're going to preach about mental health. And I know you are very, very closely connected. You're doing so much work on mental health. I keep calling you whenever I have these, right? So that's something. So I think we get very bored and we need new challenges every time.
Yes. I mean, moving on to the designs, which you mentioned that you have recently taken up this new role on designing one. So the designs you have created are no doubt the best designs and the good ones. But who and which things were your inspirations or are inspirations when you are creating such designs?
Um, Definitely how, my upbringing plays a big role in it, because my education, my being, as I told you, my family, it was a joint family, and how we grew up very, in a very, very culturally inclined family. From my mother's side, people were very, very close to Vishwabharati and Jonashako Thakurbari. uh, or maybe Tagore influence is very high in my maternal side of the family. So that has got a huge influence on me. Also, I feel that my studies. I came to this country when I was only 21, so I explored the lot more at a very early age, probably given me the chance to see good things, bad things. So everything motivates me for a design. So when I do a Harry Potter, or when I probably would do something which is do with the tartan checks, but probably dhone khali and a tartan checks together, I will definitely remember when my visit to Highlands for the first time, and probably thinking of Saltry Reaper and Williams Wordsworth, how the beautiful landscapes of England. So all these, I think, how I travel, how my upbringing was, all things is influenced in my work. What I read, those are very, very important for me. But at times, my clients, I cannot, thank them enough, because they come with very challenging and very demanding things. I have to get this done, that done. So that keeps me going. That makes me think beyond the boundaries, if I may say so. So I am pushed to think beyond the boundaries and create something unique. So yeah, thanks to my amazing clients as well.
Well, that's very much modest, you, Roshni, giving all the credit to your clients. But I know it's not easy giving, best and a different kind. It's not the same pattern that you design. I know your work. Very important question is, it is not very easy to sustain in the competition with ongoing changes and new brands are coming with a different kind of creativity. It is truly not easy to sustain in the market or in the competition. How do you see the competition?
Um, there is a lot of competition. Then if I say 4 years back when I started Myosutra, and now
Mm,
It's a huge difference right now. There are so many different brands. There are so many options, but I think that for me, um, I am my own competition
mm,
because I set my goals and I set my standards
mm,
and I try to surpass them every time.
mm.
Because if I start looking into what's going around with me, I
Yeah.
will get perturbed,
Mm,
and that will be taking all my creativity into those negative energy. That what is happening? Am I at par? Or maybe am I doing the correct thing? No, I don't think you need to. If you have a correct vision, what you want to achieve, what you want to seek for, it's your
mm,
journey that's going to speak, because it's always not the end or the destination, and we do not know how many of us will be reaching that goal or the destination that we have really in our subconscious mind maybe we have kept. I think it's very important to enjoy the journey. But if you are getting very perturbed by all these competitions and the influences and what's going on too much, then I
mm.
do not think your creative best is going to come out, and that reflects on your work, that reflects on you. You need to stay positive. You need to be very, very focused when you are doing something which is creative. But there is competition, and you can't ignore that. So because you can't ignore that, I don't go into those kind of. I set my own rules. I
Mhm.
keep my standards high, and I try to achieve it and surpass it every time.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. You are your own competition, and then things do change. Moving on to the next question is for the upcoming or young fashion designers, or perhaps people who want to start their career in
Correct.
fashion designing. So, first and foremost, what are the 4 or 5 skills, according to you, are necessary to be a successful fashion designer?
Yeah. See, fashion designer now, it's a two-word term, but there is a lot that
Mm,
you need to do now if you're starting your own business. In a sense, like you start as a solopreneur, and I already just touched upon that. What are the various things that you really need to do? But for me,
mm,
it's you need to have in today's world and the competition point that we just touched on.
yeah.
You need to have the flair and the talent as well. You need to have that eye for detail.
Mhm,
You need to know, not that you need to be conscious about what's going on, but you need to know what your client wants from you.
mhm,
It's very important to understand your client base. So not the requirements are very, very different, and that will come only in the experience. But because there's so much of competition, you probably need to do your market research. But
mhm.
beyond everything else, I
Yeah.
must say this, that each and every one of you who aspire to be in this
Mhm,
industry looks very, very glamorous, right? So today I'm wearing this crepe sari with this embroidery blouse, but it looks very glamorous whenever you see these models walking in the ramp, or maybe the Bollywood actors. But the amount of hard work that goes beyond those 15-minute show or what I am doing an interview is like thousands and thousands of hours of hard work. Not only mine, the
yeah.
people who are creating it, I am explaining it, somebody making it, procuring the material. It's
Mhm,
an episode. So
yeah.
it's sheer hard work and determination that can actually bring you the success. So if you don't have the passion, the sheer determination, and the willingness to work hard and be consistent,
Mm,
then this industry may from the outside it looks very glamorous, and that's why people fall for it. But when
mm,
you actually come into it, trust
mm,
me, you will have sleepless nights. You
mm.
may have during festival times, I hardly get any sleep, and I
Yeah.
look like a zombie at times. So I prepare myself. I now I know I'd rather do my photo shoots beforehand the actual festival because I know I'm going to look like a zombie on that day. So I think these are the things that you have to keep in mind.
Mm. So, but that is, those are the skill sets which are required for
Sure.
people who are gonna start into this stream of fashion designing. I would like to ask you the question for those fashion designers who have just recently started with their own creativity, and they are like a year or two old in the industry. Now the problem comes, there is so much pressure for designers to come out with their greatest collection season after season. It's not even like years after years, it is season after season. So what advice would you give it to such young designers who have just started out and hoping to make it in the industry?
I definitely, I think it is. It's what you really wanted to achieve is very, very important.
Yes.
So as I told you earlier as well, that fashion is all about carriage. It's about how you are defining a simple dress or a simple thing into something extraordinary. So
Yeah.
every season, as you're saying, you really do not have to create a different line, but
Yeah.
you need to think just beyond the box. That okay, so I have created probably this gamcha shari, or maybe a tosho dress. How can I innovate it a little more? Maybe I can do some patchwork of dhakai, or I can do some accessories. So that's coming out to be a different style. Or maybe when you are catering to a non-Indian population, where steam pressing and ironing that can take time. If you're doing a silk dress, how can I innovate with the silks and the colors? So it's really what you want to achieve, and it need not be every time a new line. So you need to think about how you can recycle your material, because that's very, you need to think about your costs, your overheads. So those are the things, small things that can probably make a huge difference. And how you can
Yeah.
style it, because right now I feel there, as options are more, people will get bored with one thing and they will move on. So
Of course.
that's where we are in that age of Instagram or Facebook, whatever you say.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that's very interesting, because see, there are a lot of mentor stock or videos or articles are there how to start in the industry, but there are hardly very few people who have spoken about the one who have already started, but next
How to
step.
keep it going.
Yes, so that was a very important advice. Thanks for that one, Roshni. Now, there are a lot of people like me who are more interested to know, can you be truly fashionable without spending money?
Oh, of course you can be fashionable without spending money.
Yeah.
That's a myth, I think. Yes, you do spend money with, in certain events and,
Yeah.
special occasions.
Yeah.
But yes, you can definitely. If you, the concept of swap the sari, I
Yeah.
feel is, it's very fashionable. It's very trendy that you will be wearing something that's probably your mom or your grandma's sari, and you are wearing and giving a new look. Don't you think that's creating a statement by itself?
Yes.
So yes, you're not spending a huge amount of money just getting that cut and sewed by the tailor. You were not going to. So that is definitely one kind of a statement. And I think that again, styling it in different ways. And right now, again, because of social media or different influences, we are very much aware of what is going on, in terms of how can I style a kurta with a skirt, or maybe I can reuse my lehenga maybe with a white shirt.
Mhm.
So all these can be done. People do ask me nowadays, brides definitely ask me that I do not want my wedding sari or my lehenga to be very heavy.
Yeah.
And that is, I love those people who try to think in, way ahead what they are going to reuse it for. And I always tell them yes, because lighter lehenga, people are doing destination weddings right now. So
Yes.
lighter lehengas where you can just wear a very nude kind of a makeup and just enjoy a dance. So those kind of things are in. So yes, you can definitely do fashion where you don't go out of pocket.
Well, the interesting point, since you mentioned on the social media, do you really think, Roshni, this social media is playing a huge role in, normal people's life when it comes to a fashion? I mean, do you see the good impact or a bad impact? Because when I say about social media, see, we women, 1 in 4 have a problem with the body image.
Mhm.
So it is always clothes. They really look good on the models, but
Mm.
you feel like wearing it. But there is also this set of complex that has developed, that I can't fit in, and I'm not good enough, or unnecessary efforts have been taken, starving to look slimmer, whereas in people do not respect their body, be it
Yeah,
men or women. So what do you think, is social media playing a huge role when it comes to
it is.
fashion, and
It
what
is.
is
It
your
is
advice
playing.
on that one, actually?
Yeah, it is playing a huge role. There is no, denying on that statement that you're making. But I personally, I made this statement previously as well, that for me, fashion is all about courage.
Yes.
Whether you are petite, whether you are thin, you are, obese, it's all about how you feel and how your personality is reflecting through that clothes and through the garment. But the change that I have seen in the society has people have become more open. So what I'm trying to say is, when we were growing up, maybe a very deep necked blouse or a halter neck blouse were not so much, not so much acceptable
Yes.
to wear as
Yes.
an everyday wear.
Yes.
So maybe when you're going for your cocktail parties, or maybe when you're going for a kitty party or something like that, or a specific occasion, um, you wear certain kinds of blouses or certain kinds of dresses. Whereas now I will say that perception of these deep necks, or people having a big booty, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that is coming, and that is because people are discussing more. The
Yes.
consciousness is coming, and
Yes.
still I would say that we have still a lot to work upon. um, and there are this section of Indian women who comes to me, I don't look good in this color. I look very savla, or I don't look fair. So I think these are the myths and the things of the past. We have to come out of it. I understand glow means
Yeah.
certain colors make you look brighter. That's fine. And I will always say that if it is specific occasion, not for if somebody is asking for any kind of advice, I
Yes.
say that yes, I understand that this color looks better on you. That's absolutely fine. But I don't want to wear white because I'm going to look, my skin color is dark,
Mm.
or it's too fair. Where I don't, that's a myth and the thing of the past. We need to come out of it, whoever has not. And the entire concept of like, I will not be able to wear it. It's all about courage. If you carry it with confidence,
Yeah.
girl, you are killing the world. You walk out tall when you are wearing it with confidence. That's it.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, it really plays a very vital and a very important role, because as you said, you have also been working with mental health, that though it is not widely spoken, but um, it is an inferiority complex people
Correct.
follow, so with good understanding and a sense of fashion and the dress that you wear, you can look extravagant and you can stand out in the crowd. That's the message by our lovely
Absolutely. It's a
Roshni.
feel good factor. If you wear a well laundered cloth, if it is clean, if it is nice, it
Yeah.
makes you feel good and you makes you feel positive, and that's all about it. So we I'm so happy that I got associated with such organization where I will be exploring my fashion in a very different way. But again, that's something which is unexplored by me at least, and I would love to.
Yes, I mean that's very interesting and eye-opening. That the message needs to be passed on very clearly. So wonderful on that one. And we have come to the end of our session with the last question. I did not even realize how did the time fly actually, Roshni. So moving on to our last and important question, Roshni Mukherjee, do you have any message to the empowered women, yeah, of today, to all our women entrepreneurs of Billennium Divas?
Absolutely. I think this is my chance to speak to all those who are, first of all, thank you, whoever, has watched this interview. And if I have impacted in their lives in a wee bit way, I will be very, very happy. But I will try to wrap this interview in a very Bollywood style. I would say, don't underestimate the power of a good outfit. That can do magic at times. And if you are looking for a venture wherever, whether it is something, something very small, huge, whatever it is, don't think of the success and the failure, because successful is a very, very, a term that is it has got, it will be having different meaning in different people's life. For me, I do not know whether I have yet reached that word or I have been even successful. But for me, intrinsically, I feel that in a day, I don't have time at the end of the day to even look into what others are doing. My time just flies like that with my banking job, with my Myosutra work. It just keeps me, engrossed 24/7, to be honest. Even when I'm asleep, I'm thinking of designs. So I think for me, that's success, because I don't have time to think what's going on in the world, what competition, what others are creating.
Yeah.
And also another big thing is I have got a wonderful team. I feel responsible. Um, I feel responsible. I feel good, firstly, because my dad is with me in this venture. And I feel immensely proud that even he is going to reach around 70. He is working along with me as a business partner. And my team, my extraordinary team, they are like my backbone. And I feel responsible because every day when I wake up, I say to myself that, you know what, it's a fresh day and I should start working. Even on a Saturday or a Sunday, I have to make sure that I'm giving my best, because there's so many people dependent on me. Their Rosgari is dependent on me. So I have to be more responsible in the way I do, way I work, and create things and do more lines so that these people are never out of work. So yes, for the empowered woman here, be chic, be myo, and be fashionable in the way you want to be.
Wow. So thank you, Roshni. In my this question, I also got a secret formula of your success as an entrepreneur, a banker, and a fashion designer. So that's our Roshni. I mean, I truly enjoyed our conversation today, Roshni, frankly speaking. I mean, fashion can also be a part of people's culture. It helps people to show what they stand for and can even aid in honoring their faith and values through different styles and accessories that symbolize people's way of life. Fashion is there to keep that honor and also to provide a bit of expression if someone choose to do so. Fashion is everywhere and you get to decide your fashion tastes and destiny. So go shopping for new clothes, used one, or as our lovely fashion diva said, that mix and match. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't cost your money to be a fashionable and creating your own fashion statement. I really, really am honored and grateful for your time that you have taken and some valuable insights, Roshni, for taking totally in a different world how to be a fashionable without spending much of it.
Thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed it, Shubhangi, and I wish the platform immense success in the coming days. And thank you so much, and thanks to Bhavesh as well for inviting me on this platform.
Yeah, so that's our lovely fashionista and a fashion diva, successful banker, an entrepreneur, and our style icon, Roshni Mukherjee. On behalf of Billennium Divas, I thank you for your time and effort you have taken to share your thoughts and opening your heart. Your experiences as an entrepreneur, the way you started, the way you have, achieved milestones have really been helpful and valuable for our upcoming entrepreneurs as well. Thank you so much on behalf of Millennium Divas. And all of you, you take care and wait and watch for our next powerful episode on Millennium Divas show. Thank you, Roshni. You have a lovely
Thank
week.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.